All you ever wanna do is play. So let's play.
Yeah. Hey, we stay woke, but y'all sleep. Real mode, but y'all sheep. Out in public, she a good girl, but at the crib, she a real freak. New throne for the new king. Same kid, now my streets go. Same gang, got the cheat code. I said stay woke, we in real mode. I said stay woke, real mode. Stay woke, real mode. I said stay woke, real mode. Stay woke, real mode.
I said stay woke, real mode. Stay woke, real mode. I said stay woke, real mode. Stay woke,
Yeah,
real mode.
well, we can hold a peace or we can wage war, but I'm gonna get what I came for. Real gang, that's a crew name. We all graduated to the two-door. Sacred Global, that's an infrastructure. All y'all niggas like the Titanic. I'm the iceberg, talking no Zucker on the front lines, but we don't panic. Shit getting messy, got nothing to rest, and I'm tired of niggas. They front they blessings, they want my suggestion, but don't want the fee. I'm just doing me, I don't answer their questions. All this flexing, got no one to see. All this aggression, I just want some peace. Not even sure that I like it in heaven. I guess when we get there, then we gon' see. I do not understand, I do not get what you do. You only got one like
You're
what you act like
insane,
you got two.
gold member!
Yo, we go bigger than what you are willing to
The
do.
attacks on me, quite frankly, are attacks on science.
Hey, we stay woke, but y'all sleep. Real mode, but y'all sheep.
How about I send you a hobo dick?
At the crib, she a real freak. New throne for the new king. Same kid, now my streets.
So crazy someplace else. We're all stocked up here.
Hey, y'all some jokers, y'all a bunch of clowns. You will not get a laugh out of me. You can talk, but you can't denounce. I live a different theology. Why I transferred to a new account? You just fucked over a prodigy. Posted up with a rented crown.
You are the king in apology.
You about to see a new side of me. I hope you know. We stand up and watch our enemy go. Empire fall.
I'd be the luckiest guy alive if I did it.
All this vision, no clarity, though. Y'all play a game that I bear in my soul.
Lieutenant Dan.
Nobody knows. Business vasectomy, nothing can grow. Everyone promises more than they actually
I
do.
don't know how to put this, but I'm kind of a big deal.
Yo, we go bigger than what you are willing to do.
Everybody knows you never go full retard.
Yeah, run with the goons. Hey, we stay woke,
I got
but
hairy
y'all
legs.
sleep. Real mode, but y'all sheep. Out in public, she a good girl, but at the crib, she a real freak.
We choose truth over facts.
Same kid, now my streets go. Same gang, got
Then there's something wrong with you. You're certainly not very good.
I said stay woke, real mode. Stay woke, real mode. I said stay woke, real mode. Stay woke, real mode.
That's fucking bullshit.
USA, greatest country in the world.
You really have people fooled out here, don't you? When are you peasants gonna learn that you can't pretend to be a king? It ends today.
We hold these truths to be self-evident. All men and women created by so you know the thing.
I'm your huckleberry. That's just my game.
It's been a while since I dropped this shit. Swole fam, y'all better.
What are you looking at, butthead?
KD, let's go.
My name's Forrest Gump.
Aye, East Coast with that gang gang, West Coast with that gang gang, Global with that gang gang, gang. You know we don't play gang gang. East Coast with that gang gang, West Coast with that gang gang, Global with that gang gang, gang. You know we don't play gang gang. East Coast with that gang gang, West Coast with that gang gang, Global with that gang gang, gang. You know we don't play gang gang. East Coast with that gang gang, West Coast with that gang gang, Global with that gang gang. You know we don't play gang gang. I'm blessed, I never said I didn't struggle. I finesse, I never said I
Well,
didn't
I'll be
hustle.
damned.
These niggas talk so loud, the way I move is subtle. I'm the ocean, but these niggas just a puddle.
Come on, man.
I swear I'm delusional. These niggas, they using me. They want my energy, ain't nothing new, this is usual. These figures confusing. What's gotten into me, they say I'm fusing, they cubicles. Flipping KD like some cuticles. None of this shit is excusable. Don't need a
Shampoo my crotch.
I'm tired of saying for truth when nobody's doing it. Yeah. They're controlling the youth. Agenda abusing them, nigga. We losing them. Matter of fact, we just abusing them. That's a fact. We try to roll with a ballad act. Fucking low key with a Tesseract. They throwing smoke when they got to that. Get the fuck up out your little bubble. They wanna ask how much it costs, I said it double. Gorilla beard, these niggas only rockin' stubble. The realest nigga make these bitches start to stumble. Aye, East Coast with that gang gang, West Coast with that gang gang, Global with that gang gang, you know we don't play gangs, yeah. East Coast with that gang gang, West Coast with that gang gang, Global with that gang gang, you know we don't play gangs, yeah. East Coast with that gang gang, West Coast with that gang gang, Global with that gang gang, you know we don't play gangs, yeah. East Coast with that gang gang, West Coast with that gang gang, Global with that gang gang, you know we don't play gangs,
We have banned your account from TikTok.
Is that what we're doing right now?
Would you like to make an appeal?
I think this is bullshit.
That doesn't give you the right.
Go fuck yourself.
Full normal.
The sun is shining, the birds are chirping, the bacon is sizzling. Welcome to the Daily Swole.
Testing, 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 testicles, testicles. Welcome everyone to episode 19 hundo and 58 of the Daily Mother Swole, the most muscular swolecast, beercast, broadcast, gangcast, mancast, peatcast, sleazecast, and slaycast in the realm. Because when I flex, you flex, we all flex our biceps. What's going on, beaches, booshes, busters, hustlers, and yo-hos? It's your boy Papa Swolio back with another episode. And today's episode of the Beastcast is brought to you as powered, is sponsored by Everest and K2 flexing on all you beaches.
It's a fucking cuddling.
Watch me flexing your beaches. Watch me flexing your beaches. Oh, Holly, what's going on? Gonna mix it up tonight and do my chat here while I have my usual 47-inch Papa Swolio. That's what Mama Swolio says. Hey-o. All right. Yeah. Boom, we are off to a great start. What's going on, beaches? Welcome to 1958. Smash that like button and get your steak. Get your steak. Ooh, a 55-inch Papa Swole. I already made the joke. Jeremy. Come on. I can only do it once. All right, you know.
We can make a sticker series of this.
Welcome to the show, everyone. Thanks for being here. Hit the like button, all that good shit. Make sure you're checking out the podcast everywhere at thedailyswole.com and Swolenormous X for joining the fam, because fam-wise, we have an amazing event tomorrow. Not only do we have 1959, fam, we're almost out of the 1950s already. We're already into like I can't believe we're going to 1960 on FEF. But tomorrow we have our masterclass. So before we even get into the busting of the nut, and I know the Falcon is going to be a little bit perturbed. I know. Settle down. Fucking wait. We'll get there. You can drop some Falcons and some unicorns in the comments below. But I want to remind you all that we have our live masterclass tomorrow at 6 p.m. Eastern Time. Again, that is 6 p.m. Eastern Time for the masterclass. We have a shoulder activation masterclass at 6 p.m. Eastern Time. So make sure, super zoomed in, that you're there for that live inside Swole TV. If you want to join the fam, now is the time to do it. We are coming up strong on Fuck Your Resolution season. And you know we're going to have the hooky up for FYR. And I'm very excited for the early bird launch of Fuck Your Resolutions. But make sure that you're plugged in tomorrow, 6 p.m. Eastern Time, inside Swolenormous X, inside Swole TV, live masterclass, shoulder activation. Shoulder activation. So we're going to go through, we're going to talk about we're going to walk through a little bit of the programming inside the program vault with a shoulder awareness program, but also a couple other exercises, answer questions on how to activate, because we've covered the shoulder joint, the shoulder girdle in previous muscle master classes. Tomorrow, we're going to talk about some specific exercise they could do to activate the shoulders, and just great exercise for the shoulders in general. But these are things that you can do before a chest workout, before an arm workout, of course, before a back workout. and the like. That being said, let's just jump into today's episode. Are you ready to bust that nut? You ready, fam? Yeah? Yeah, we're there? A little golf clapping? All right. Cover your nips for the busting of the nut. Let's call the Falcon. Summons the Falcon. Me. Falcon. Very nice. I got it. I nailed it. I knew it. The call of the Falcon. Fucking nailed it. Put some respect on it, fam. What'd you smash in the comments down below?
USA, greatest country in the world.
All right, we got it.
I
know I dropped it for a second.
But
I only dropped it for a second. And yes, I know Leo's drinking again. When is he not drinking? Leo, put the champagne down and learn how to fucking swim. Learn how to fucking swim, right? And you need to choose your ladies a little bit better. Rose, she was a cunt, Leo. She was a cunt. She let you go. She left it to the sharks. She left it to the sharks. Speaking of sharks, look at this sexy beach.
Nothing about a shark. He's got
Look at that beach.
lifeless eyes, black eyes like a doll's eye.
My goodness, what a fucking sexy card. Go to the fucking gym. Always a good idea. Tessie is looking fine today. She's looking real sexy. Sexy Tessie, we call her. Sexy Tessie. All right, fam, let's moisturize. Let's get into that tip, shall we? Let's fucking spit on it. Moisty. Babe, moisty, just an moisty. Inch. Just an inch. It's cold outside. I think I spit all over this table here. My God, you can spit on electronics, right? You can spit on electronics. Anyway, all right, fam, let's get into the tip. Remember, swolenormousx.com to join the Swole fam. Today, we got a great fucking picture. We got a transformation. We got some awesome progress from our very own Chad Wise. I'm just giving the little Chad Wise here. Let's get into the first post today.
What's in the box?
Let's fucking go. All right, this one's from Chad. I'm going to zoom in because obviously you saw a before and after picture. Chad writes, January 26th to today, 158 pounds lost overall since I started the journey. I'm a truck driver, so if I can do it, everyone can. Definitely not done by far, but I definitely see progress. Yeah, I'll say. Eating steak and going to the gym, even if the gym usually is a piece of asphalt beside my truck. I've beaten pre-diabetes and 100% med-free now. This is fucking awesome. Holy fucking shit. 158 pounds. Man, Chad, that is fucking unreal. And I love it. I love it. Do you have an excuse? Those of you that have a gym and access a gym, no more excuses. Chad's not making any excuses. Chad's getting it done. And I think he's absolutely fucking correct. If he can do it, you can too. So hell yeah, Chad, drop some biceps and gorillas in the comments down below. Let's fucking go, Chad Wise. I'm going to call you Chad Wise. I want to call you Chadwick just because I kind of like that. Maybe your name is Chadwick or it's a straight Chad, but I'll call you Chad Wise just because I like to add Wise, like Sam Wise, Fam Wise. Yeah, Chad Wise. No fucking excuses. Absolutely fucking amazing. Yeah, I believe we talked about Chad a couple days ago. He was saying it was like him and his wife were, you know, husband and wife truck drivers, and they were still getting it done. So fucking awesome. Absolutely awesome. All right, we got a post here also from Isabel. What a great start. Isabel writes, good morning, fam. I just finished up some meditation, and I just wanted to jump on here to say that I hope everyone has a great day. Aw, thank you so much, Isabel.
He's heating up!
Thank you so much, dear. The Chadwick does sound fancy. I agree, Jeremy. I think Chadwick is a nice fancy. It's a nice flair. You need a monocle. You need a monocle. If you're going to go Chadwick, you need to wear like some kind of plaid. You need to have like a plaid suit. You need a monocle for sure, and maybe even a cane. Yeah, you need to drink like gin or something. My name is Chadwick. An accent will always help, but we'll do the best that we can. So this one is from our very own Ren. After my workout today, I went for a walk about to clear my mind. The sun felt so good. I've been grieving since the loss of my Miley. At times, it's been unbearable. I would give the world to have her back. Her life was a blessing. I'm sorry. Her life was a blessing and memory and a gift. Very unexpectedly, a little Chihuahua puppy has come into my life. Last thing I was thinking about was to get another dog, but then this little bugger turned up. I've named him Loki. He is about 4 months old. I like to think that Maylee sent him to me to heal my heart. I wish all of you a good week. 7 pillars. Go to the fucking gym. Well, that's a beautiful view, and we're very sorry to hear about your loss. Some gorillas, and I'm thinking about when Papa Swole, that time's gonna come, fam. That time's gonna come. It's going to come. It's going to come. Unexpectedly is the worst, I think, because it just comes out of nowhere. But, death is not, it's the opposite of life. All right. Death is the opposite of being born. It's the opposite of birth, but it's not the opposite of life. So life continues, but it's the opposite of being born. So little Miley, if I'm pronouncing it correctly, maybe did exactly that. Sorry to hear about that. But at least you got another one, and that will soothe and heal your heart. And the Swole fam is here for you. Another Swole pup to the fam. So definitely post some pictures of your new pup, Ren. All right, we have one from our very own Rihanna. And this is a response to a post from Caden. So Caden wrote, my God, is it Friday already? Guys, by the way, I'm starting Swole season tomorrow. Wish me good health. And Rihanna responded, get it? I'm starting week 3 of Swole Mastery tomorrow. Fucking fantastic. All right, fam, what program are you working on right now? Another opportunity to drop that in the comments down below. What are you smashing? What are you working on? What program are you doing inside Swolenormous X? What did you do today? And I want to remind you all that we do have that masterclass tomorrow at 6 p.m., but I'm actually really excited for this coming Monday because we have some more announcements. I know we just had Back to Swole, but it's going to be even... I told you this fall, I told you this next season is going to be fucking epic, and we don't lie. We don't lie, Swole fam. We are about to fucking pop off. About to pop off. All right, this was from Sarah. Look at that fucking steak. Looks like what I just smashed minus the eggs. Breakfast, grass-fed steak and eggs. Technically, it's my second breakfast. What about 11Z's? Aha, get it a little Lord of the Rings? Very nice. Looking good. Looking good. And we have one from Sedacia. Hey fam, I have made it back to the US. I have been going to the gym for the last 2 weeks, knocking that dust off and falling in love with myself again. I won't be the same without him, but that doesn't mean I'll be worse. 65 pounds down. And my whole life left to go. fuck your pumpkin spice. And yeah, this was a really sad situation. And I think you were in South America, right? We're talking about your fiance. That I believe, if I got the story wrong, if this was someone else, but fiance passed from COVID like a few months ago. And I believe it was Sedacia, and really impressive that she just kept on walking, kept on moving forward. And it was really impressive that you never, like, obviously you had your time for grieving and you still will, but that you kept on fucking crushing it. And you definitely invested in yourself, even when you could have been easily at your lowest point. You kept on moving forward. So we're very happy that you're back in the United States. And of course, no matter where you are never without your Swole fam. So much love to you, Sedacia. Thank you for posting, and glad to have you back in the States, and glad that you are continuing to crush it. And you're an inspiration to all of us. So make sure, fam, that you drop your comments down below, and you definitely post up. Definitely don't keep those things a secret, because you never know who is going to see what you're typing. You never know who needs to see what you're writing, and it's very important that you share. That being said, we do have another announcement. Got a new video up on the Papa Swolio channel on YouTube. Oh, God. definitely want to get too close to that caboose. We got a brand new Red, White, and Swole. Let's get a little more America. We got another Red, White, and Swole available. So Apple Podcast, Spotify, check out that podcast. And of course, the videos are on the Papa Swolio channel on YouTube. So I dropped this earlier in the Red, White, and Swole Telegram chat for members. So if you haven't checked out the latest episode, you can go and check that out as well. We got a couple clips. We got this one up on the Swolenormous channel. You don't have to lose all that weight you gained during lockdown. That's fucking bullshit. Oh, that was nice. That was nice.
I gave it a
yeah, fat
10.
doctor.
A 10. A fucking 10.
Shove off, Doc. Shove all the way off. We don't want to hear it. We don't want to hear it. And another clip right here on the Daily Swole channel, how to get back on track after a lockdown or after the lockdown. And you know what I say about getting back on track. You don't have to if you've never fallen off. If you've never fallen off track, then you don't have to get back on. Shocker. And for those of you that have not yet picked up your Swole variant gear, check out papaswolio.com. Remember, because you're a listener of the podcast, use code DAILYSWOLE, all one word, DAILYSWOLE, for 10% off and get you some Swole variant apparel. I wore mine yesterday and today. I didn't wash it either. I let it season. Yeah, I said out loud. Awkward silence, but I wear I sometimes wear them more than once. If I didn't sweat in it, I just kind of took it off, hung it over the chair, and I wore it again. I love the Swole variant shirt, and I want to wash it because I don't want to be without wearing it. It's like the number one. That one and the Swole Fam tank are the only tanks that I've been wearing lately. So check it out over there at papaswolio.com. Now, fam, we got some questions. We got time for some questions. So now you can drop your questions in the comments down below with the hashtag AskPapaSwolio. We got some questions from Shitstagram. We got a couple stories. We got 2 articles, just 2 topics that might blow your fucking nips off. I can't believe I have to even read these headlines because it's going to be disgusting and you guys are going to be like, what the fuck is going on? But let's take some questions, right? Let's take some questions. All right. Wouldn't you know it? We got Tyler. We got Tyler for our first question. Hey, who would have thunk it? I couldn't even get to the Instagram question fast enough. Tyler already popped that out. All right. I feel like Tyler's sitting there like ready to hit enter right when we get to the knowledge cock section. Did I see that recent video of Biden at a conference and suddenly walked away to catch his chocolate chip cut? No, this fucking guy, he's the weirdest old man child. And the last thing I think anyone should give a fuck about is this guy eating ice cream. Not that you care about it, but no, he's an absolute clown. Oh my God, what an embarrassment. Fuck. Jesus Christ. No, I didn't see that. Was that really recent or is that like a week ago? Or was that in the last day or so? The mainstream media just can't bust enough over this guy eating ice cream cone and sniffing girls' heads and shit like that. I mean, just sniff them and lick their ice cream cones, right, Joe?
Look at her. She looks like she's 19 years old, sitting there with her, like a little lady with her legs crossed. Awkward.
All right. We got a question from Holly. Papa Swole, do I repeat week 1 of Swole Mastery until I can comfortably do all the rounds? You can. You certainly can. The great thing about the programming is, no one's forcing you to go through. It's not like you did week 1, you can't go back. And if you go back, or else you can't go back, you must go forward. You must go forward. Sure, you can. You don't have to. It's not necessarily the same setup as the 90-day dash, but you certainly can. If you feel like week 2 is a little bit too challenging for you, then you absolutely can do week 1 again. There's nothing wrong with that. The most important thing with all these programs is you're getting consistent. And usually the beginning weeks of the program, the first week or so, is designed to be repeated and as an on-ramp. That way you can move forward. And if you're saying that you can't do all the rounds, remember there's usually a range with how much you need to do. And if you can't get through the entire round or get through at least the minimum, then I would recommend doing it again. Yeah. No doubt. No doubt. Not a problem. And what's the worst thing that can happen? Because when you repeat it, you already you build it. Guess what? When you repeat that week, you're going to build that mastery. So that's the whole point. You're going to build that kind of you're going to build that, muscular coordination. You know what to expect. So you'll be able to execute that a little bit better. So you got time. You got time. Repeating it once, twice, even 3 times is totally fine. And then when you move on, you'll have more confidence and you have a better base. And it'll be better for your muscles, your joints, ligaments, just everything, how you feel psychologically about your capacity and your mastery of the program. Ironically, it's called Swole Mastery, but for a reason. So yeah, absolutely. You certainly can. You certainly can. All right. RW, Papa Swole, will you be bringing back Fuck Your Feelings merch? I don't believe we ever had a Fuck Your Feelings shirt, or did we? We're gonna have we got a lot of stuff. We got a lot of stuff coming. So you mean Fuck Your Resolutions? If that's not available now, it's gonna drop soon. We have a lot actually in terms of Fuck Your Resolutions. We have I don't want to give too much away, but essentially we have Fuck Your Resolutions 2.0 coming. So we have some new styles, a lot of the classic throwbacks that are no longer available, like some of the Fuck Your Pumpkin Spice and those are likely retired. So if you didn't get them, you missed out. I know, because of copyright infringement stuff with the Starbucks logo, but we're going to get some new designs and it's probably going to blow those fucking things out of the water. So I'm very excited. But Fuck Your Resolutions, you're going to get a lot of new versions of gear and apparel coming up. The new styles and the new designs are going to be absolutely mind-blowing. Oh yeah, Fuck Your Feelings had the snowflake. I don't even know. We have so much apparel, I forget which one is. That's right, Fuck Your Feelings. Yeah, we'll bring that back then. And now I remember. Like, I have all these shirts. Like, I literally have a rack. I don't wear any of the, I wear some of the shirts, but I have all these things. I just have a rack in the closet. It's just a row of like 20 black tanks. It's just all, except for one. I have the red one, the Fuck Your Peppermint Mocha. I have that in red. I don't know. So, let's see. Papa Swole, interesting question for you. How often should you change your bed sheets? I hear people say once a week or once a month. I want to hear your take on it. Once a month. Actually, I never change them because you build up that nice fortification, all those extra minerals that slough off your body. Yeah, probably. I should probably change them more often than we do, but I would say once a week is fine. How often? Depends on I guess the type of sheets. Maybe I would say once a week. Bed, and make sure like the pillowcases too. You want to wash those because you don't want to get like a dead skin, clog your pores up, and bacteria and stuff. And actually, I don't like making the bed for that reason. I like to let it air out. A lot of people like to get on that. Make your bed first, like the whole Navy SEAL thing. Like make your bed first, so you have that successful task. Well, you're actually trapping in all that bacteria that doesn't get any like UV light. So I usually like to open the blinds and let sunlight come in on the bed at least. But I would say once a week probably. At least, once a week, maybe once every 2 weeks, depends. But once a week probably. I don't know how often you do it. It's not a bad question. It's actually an interesting question. We haven't gotten that question yet. I think for all these episodes, I don't think that question has ever popped up. So that's impressive, Tyler. It's impressive to ask a question that's never come up. I don't think that's ever come up before. Kenny, Papa Swole, do you need all the letters after your name to legally give nutritional and dietary advice as a job? Probably. It depends on what kind of advice you're giving. I would say it depends on what capacity you're working in. You might need those letters to actually get insurance or to, I think it's state law actually. So I don't want to speak out of turn on that, but I'm sure it depends from state to state. I think it's a state situation, but it depends if it's a certification or it's like an RD, like a registered dietitian type thing, or it's just a nutrition certification. A lot of people get these bullshit nutrition certifications and they just get through like the whole calorie counting and macro fucking bullshit. You need all 9 amino acids and complete proteins. And, there's 4 calories per carbohydrate. It's actually not 4.1, 9 calories per gram of fat. It's actually 9.4, I believe, but they're averages. They round down. Let's see. Jackson, Papa, why's your favorite form? What's my favorite form of cardio? Where's my button?
Because.
I don't really do too much cardio. I like the sauna and I do kettlebell stuff. I did some higher rep kettlebell stuff today, but that's pretty much the cardio that I do. I'll do some sled pulls and things like that. Anything explosive. Sex is great cardio, but I don't do like long distance running, maybe like sprints with the sled, but that's about it. Long walks and stuff, long, slow duration. I'm not a big fan of long distance running. Let's see. You change the sheets daily, like the bed sheets, like the bottom. Change the sheets daily. Build out that nice, exactly. Build out the nice crust. Wash them wash them every week. Let's see. We need a shirt that says Swole Cult. Should we get a Swole Cult shirt? Yeah, Swole Cult. It is. It is. It is what it is. We'll do it. So we're like once a week. Yeah, I mean every couple days. I guess depends. What do I listen to on long walks when I walk the dog? When I work out, people are always on TikTok. They're thinking, because I put Disturbed and metal when I'm doing like those lifting videos, when I post those up, I'm not listening to that stuff. I'm listening to a podcast or an audiobook, or I'm on Clubhouse or something like that. I'm always listening to knowledge. I'm learning. It's a great opportunity to listen to a long podcast or something like that. So I don't listen to music really anymore. Sometimes I do, but usually if there's nothing else, or I've listened to all my podcasts and I just really feel, but usually I'm listening to something. I'd rather hear people talking and listen and think than while I'm lifting. This is a great thing. This is a great way to multitask. So Papa Swole, didn't we have a master class on shoulders? We did on the muscles, but not necessarily on the exercises. So this is going to be on shoulder activation. So it's going to be on, you know, what to do before a shoulder workout, or good exercise to activate the shoulders and things like that. All right, let's see. Got a couple questions here. Laundry is cardio. Laundry is cardio. All right, this one's from TB Thanos. TB Thanos X7. Do you any HIIT or Spartan workouts? No, I don't do HIIT training or that kind of like cardio. I don't lift for cardio like that. Sometimes I'll do higher rep kettlebell stuff. So kettlebell swings, you know, maybe 20, 30 reps, do a lighter kettlebell, grab like a 50 or a 60 pound kettlebell and just do high reps or something like that. Or I'll do reverse sled pulls or something like that, or lateral sled pulls. But I'm not like running around. I have ropes hanging from the trees, but I don't climb them for a workout. I do climb them, but not like I'm doing 10 sets of climbing up to the top. Haven't really done too much like that. But no, I don't do that kind of stuff anymore. I used to back in the day, but it's so unnecessary in terms of, you know, I want to build muscle. I want to train. I love like bodybuilding, strength training, mobility work, doing like the, 20 burpees and then doing like, throwing a bag around and then going up there and like swinging something and then going and pulling some. No. Lift heavy, rest periods. Lift heavy, rest periods is much better for you. It really is. You should check out Tom McDonald. I've seen a couple of his things online, like his rap with messages, but I just don't care to listen to like everything that I've heard. A couple of his songs and he's legit, but I definitely don't like listen to all his stuff. I've heard a couple songs, like the most popular ones. It's good stuff. Holly, do we need any equipment for the masterclass? No. It's just stuff we're going to watch and go through. It's not like you're going to be doing exercises with me or something like that. No, we're just going to go through some videos and analyze a couple movements and things like that. So you're not going to need anything for that. It's going to be watching, educational. All right. So we got one. Whoa. Sems RDRR. Semzerder. What's your advice to someone 6'9" and trying to build muscle? Get ready to eat a shitload of food and train hard. It's going to be hard to pack on some mass on that frame. You got a big frame. You're a big dude. So my advice is, get to work. I mean, that's a lot of calories. Imagine what you got to eat to pack on size for someone that's 6'9", probably 4,000 calories or something like that. That's a lot of food. It's a lot of training. My advice is, for someone who's 6'9", it's just going to look different on you. That's a lot of muscle to give you that width. So a couple things. All right, I'll give you some advice. Like, you're trying to build muscle. I mean, same advice as anyone else. Stick to the basics. But for someone like you, maybe doing things like deadlifts, you might have to modify some exercise depending on your limb length. But I would recommend making sure you're doing exercise that make you wide and thick, because you don't want to be that. I'm assuming you want to look big and get bigger. I mean, you're 6'9", so you're going to be a fucking monster. But you want to look thick and you want to look big. So doing things like T-bar rows, maybe deadlifts or modified deadlifts, bringing up the the starting position of the pull, rack pulls and stuff like that. Also focusing on your middle deltoid to give you that width from the front, crushing that posterior deltoid. Make sure you're doing things like kettlebell swings can be fantastic, building up your legs and your posterior chain. But that's just going to be a lot of food and a lot of training. It's going to take time, but it's going to probably take, if you have a smaller frame, you're going to look bigger and thicker because you're shorter. That's why a lot of pro bodybuilders are 5'8", 5'9", 5'10". Rarely are you getting pro bodybuilders that are 6'1", 6'2", 6'3", just because if you want to be a pro bodybuilder, let's say Olympia level, and you're 6'1", 6'2", 6'3", you're like 310 pounds shredded on stage. It's like a fucking ton of weight, ton of mass. So just be ready to put in the same kind of work as anyone else and maybe even more to pack on and make yourself look thick at 6'9", but you can do it. You can do it. That's a lot of food, big guy. That's a lot of food. Tyler, was your video for the Daily Swole podcast your first video on YouTube? No, I actually did. I did like 3 weeks. There was like 21 episodes before I rebranded it Daily Swole. So at this point, been actually live for like 1980 days straight. No, did driving while gaining and some other stuff before the first episode of the Daily Swole. Let's see. Use the hashtag APS so we can see your questions. Let's see. Jaron, any connection tips? Connection tips for the chest. My right side is behind the left. I have a lot of trouble connecting with the right side. I do unilateral movement. It just doesn't seem to grow. I couldn't tell you just over the computer. It could be something if your scapula is locked up or you have some kind of habitual patterns. I don't know if you have had any, impact injuries or nerve damage or anything like that. Yoga could help open up some stuff. Are you doing band work? You might like something like band work. I would generally maybe gravitate towards doing more dumbbell work rather than barbell work. You might like some unilateral band work, and I don't know how hard you're training or what you're focusing on, but no matter how hard you're trained, everyone's going to be different. Like your left arm might look a little bit different than your right chest, or, chest might be shorter or higher than the other. Like everyone's very few people are completely symmetrical. That's genetic. So you just got to really overtrain one side, but it could be something with your scapula. It could be something with your shoulder girdle not opening up properly, or maybe some internal rotation. So it depends. You say your right side is behind the left. I mean, when you drive, do you drive with your left arm? Are you rotated a lot? Are you left-handed? Are you right-handed? There's a lot of little subtle things that might have to do with it. Plus, it's also how you're doing that unilateral training too. Get out of here. Let's see. Make sure Lisa and everyone, make sure you're using the hashtag AskPapaSwole. That way I can see the question easier in the chat. Thank you. What's your advice on losing weight and building muscle at the same time? Is it possible? Would newbie gains come into play? Yeah, usually if you have a lot of body fat to lose, and if you are new to the gym, it's more likely that you could do both at the same time. If you've been training for a long time, it's less likely. It's usually called body recomp, and a lot of people online are trying to toe the line and try to build and lose. Eat a lot of protein, eat healthy fats, eat properly, do an elimination diet, figure out which foods work best for you, eat plenty of food and train really hard. And you'll build muscle over time, and over time you'll metabolize more fat, get plenty of sleep. You don't want to do tightrope walk and try to I'm trying to build a little muscle and trim a little fat. It's not completely accurate. You can't narrow it down to that much of a science. I guess you can if you're a super high level athlete and everything's controlled, but there's so many variables in life. You get 5 or 6 hours of sleep one night. That's going to make a big difference. If you're a professional athlete and all you're doing is trying to look a certain way to get on stage, then everything's regulated to a T, and you can make those micro adjustments and see a big change. But if you're just the average person, you have a job, you have kids, and there's so many variables that are going to affect that kind of micromanaging. So you really want to just focus on the basics, lifting heavy, training hard, getting enough protein, and then just play around with your carbohydrates and drop those lower, get rid of those inflammatory foods, try getting rid of, dairy and grains and processed sugar, eat fruit, don't eat after the sun goes down, make sure you're getting sunrise light, getting plenty of sleep, focus on those types of things that will build muscle, metabolize more fat, and you'll get a better hormone balance and things like that, focusing on your sleep patterns and your nutrition and things like that. Just some thoughts there. Let's see here. Let's get into. That's pretty good. That's pretty good. We'll take a couple more live questions. Maybe I got a couple more here, and then let's get into some balls deep content. Lisa, do you ever have issues with sleep? In what sense? I used to have issues going to sleep. I never had issues falling asleep, but I had issues going to sleep because I can just stay up. But more recently, just by educating myself in the last few months, just going deep, educating myself a ton about sleep, like reading all Matt Walker stuff and listening to tons of podcasts and really going deep on the importance of sleep. Excuse me. I change my habits based on information. And by coming across a lot of really powerful information, I realized how much I was lacking and how much I was just kind of making excuses for getting to sleep earlier. So, for a long time, I've always been able to be up late, but a lot of people think that they're not a morning person. It's because they fundamentally haven't narrowed down those habits to really, and for a while I used to wake up early and I just kind of keep falling out of like random schedules, which really isn't good. So I don't have any issues with sleep anymore. I just make sure I'm not eating late at night. I like to do sauna at night. I like to take a cold shower. I will sometimes like have my magnesium, but we have a cold room, cold bed, completely blacked out room. I read before sleep. And now that I'm getting into bed like 10 o'clock or so, I'm just getting up super early naturally. I don't set my alarm and I just wake up like 6, 7 every day. So yeah. I mean, in terms of issues with sleep, sometimes I wake up and I take a piss, but sometimes I don't. And that all has to do with how much water you're drinking throughout the day. So the only issue is I'm trying to kind of narrow that down is when I do the sauna at night, I'm hydrating afterwards, but then sometimes that translates over into me maybe having to, wake up maybe at 3 o'clock in the morning, take a piss and go back to sleep. But some of the biggest things you can do at night is completely blacked out room and cold. And a lot of you living in colder climates, you're not going to have a problem with that, but cold, cold. They also have those cold, those bed coolers and stuff like that you can get as well. But a cold room is definitely important. Also, weighted blankets can help too. We have a weighted blanket. I think it's like 15 or 20 pounds. We have bed coolers and we have, extra AC and completely blacked out. Like you can't see your hand at night. So it's cold as fuck. It's like a tomb. Jeremy, Papa Swole, while focusing on fat loss, would you recommend doing maintenance periods throughout or just push right through until the goal is met? What do you mean maintenance periods? You mean like are you counting your calories like that? I'm not a big fan of counting calories. Just eating enough protein, keep the carbs low, getting in plenty of fats, right? Grass-fed beef, all those things that we always talk about. And then just lifting heavy, lift heavy, train, be healthy, get sunlight, get plenty of sleep. I mean, do what works until it doesn't work anymore, and then you can adjust and reassess. But if it's working, keep it going. Don't change horses in midstream. Keep crushing. Don't change. Here's another problem. I mean, not a problem, but this brings it to my attention. A lot of people change things to change something because people get bored or they think they get bored. Like, oh, I'm just doing the same thing all the time. So they change things because it's stimulating. They change things to change, right? We talked about variety. People add variety to their nutrition or add variety to their training just to add variety. And then you'll hear people say, well, if you enjoy it, you're going to stick to it. Yeah, I get it. But if you do what works, it's going to fucking get you the results you want. So do what works. Bodybuilding, lifting. I mean, I still do presses. I still do lifting the same. I still do curls. And I've been doing curls for 20 fucking years because it fucking works. So you don't have to change things much and don't change things just to change them. Do what works and keep on crushing it. I'm not saying you can't mix things up, but a lot of people mix things up all the time just because they have this ADD and because they're used to scrolling and watching TV and getting stimulated every fucking 2 seconds. Elizabeth, what type of magnesium do you take? I like magnesium oil spray. I also take calm at night. I also have magnesium threonate, which is supposed to get across the blood-brain barrier. So I haven't taken that in the last couple of days, I don't think. But Calm is a good product at night. And magnesium oil spray, I think it's 7 minerals. I have it in my Amazon store, swolenormousx.com/links or links.papaswolio.com. It should be in my Amazon store as well. Doc Mata. Did you have any friends who stopped hanging out with you after you got into health and fitness? I don't really remember because I've been into training for so fucking long. Since like high school into college, I always just lifted. So I don't remember people that like, oh, I hung out, and I never had that experience just because as far as I can really remember, I've been lifting. So it didn't matter. I didn't really think about that. I mean, I still hung out with people that maybe didn't lift, but it didn't affect what I did. I don't hang out. I've never hung around with people that were, would shit on me like, for you fucking lifting. Those weren't people I hung out with, especially when I got into it. So after you go to college, you make different friends. So I was already lifting when I went to college. So it was like that. So after high school, I started lifting, towards the end of high school. And then when I went to college, I was already lifting. So those are the people that I met, and that's what I did. So, ever since then, it was like I was lifting, and then I just hung out with people that, I never went to the gym in like groups. 5 people, we're all going to the gym. We're all circle jerk each other off and lift together. I hate lifting in groups. That's the fucking worst. That's the worst. Oh, I've done it a couple times. It sucks. Lifting with like 4 people. Even a lifting partner can really suck. But you have to have the right person. It can be good. But lifting in a group is the fucking worst. Oh, Danny, went to the grocery store today and almost bought a lower quality beef to save a couple bucks. Then I heard Pop in my ear saying, do you really want to eat that? Needless to say, I chose the grass-fed beef. My man. My man. Wise move. Your gut will thank you. And your gains. Tyler, if I were to wake up in the middle of the night to piss, would it affect sleep? Let's say I get 5 hours of sleep when I'm only getting 8 hours. What do you mean? Like you go back to sleep though, right? No, I don't think that's a big deal. I've heard Matt Walker talk about that, and he's the sleep expert on the podcast, and he's like, no, it's not really a big deal. Like you piss, you go back to sleep. It's not like going to ruin. I think it's better that you don't, but if you have to piss, it's like, what are you going to do? Piss yourself? So for me personally, what I meant by that was I'm trying not to, if I go in the sauna at night and then I'm drinking tons of water after, and then I might piss and go to sleep, that water's still in my system. I might have to go to the bathroom in the middle of the night. So it's just about making sure you're hydrated, or maybe hydrating earlier in the day and earlier in the evening. That way, by the time you go to sleep, you're not like chugging water right before bed. So I wouldn't worry about it. I mean, if you're waking up nonstop over and over again, that can be another issue. That can be like another health concern or something. If you're drinking too much and you're waking up like every couple hours to piss, that's a little bit much. There you go. 23 pounds down in 2 months, lifting heavy 5 days a week, going to bed much earlier, getting plenty of sun. There you go, Jeremy. Keep it up. And look, 2 months, bro, right? It's not a long time. As much as you've seen amazing progress, you're already talking about, should I go to maintenance or that? Keep doing it. All right. 7 pillars, bro, right? Consistency. This is a lifelong approach. So there's no rush. So don't worry about going to maintenance in this. 23 pounds in 2 months, lifting heavy 5 days a week, going to bed much earlier, getting plenty of sun. Cool. Stack that on with another 2 months, and then another 2 months, and another year, and then another 2 years, another 5 years. Like, keep going. Trust me. You're just getting started. You're going to see a lot more progress, and you're going to keep on getting better and better. I know you're excited though, because like, oh, you want to make sure you do it right, but just understand you're going to make mistakes. You might hit a roadblock where you don't see progress, or you might have to adjust your training, or you don't get sleep for whatever reason, emergency. Shit's going to happen. That's why it's a lifelong approach. So there's no like winning and losing. It's just you self-improving and working and getting better. So don't expect it to always be linear. You're not going to lose weight endlessly. You're not going to be 0 pounds. So just be patient. Yes. Yes. Yes, you're welcome. That was good. Oh, I felt good. Whew. Oh, that felt nice. All right, Lisa, according to calorie calculator, since I'm only 5'4", I can only eat like, I'm sorry, what? 1,300 calories a day if I'm moderately active. Is this correct? Fuck. If you're eating, what do you mean I can only eat if you're moderately active? Lift weights, and you need to eat. I almost said like the same thing that I said in those clips on TikTok. Lift weights, eat more. 1,300 calories. You're not a child. You can eat more than that. You're eating quality food. Stuff your fucking face. Lift weights. Lift like you're trying to get as lift weights like you're trying to get as huge as you possibly can, because you won't. You're a chick. I don't know how old you are, or your experience with lifting, but lift weights, build muscle. You're going to be fine. 1,300 calories a day that's not much. That's not much. You could definitely eat more than that, especially with quality food. You eat more than that. If I want to weigh 120, I don't know how much you weigh. So, I mean, I don't know how much you weigh. If I want to weigh 120, I don't know how much you weigh now, Lisa. I don't know much about you, Lisa, except what you drop in the comments. Good comment. Good questions today, fam. Let's get a round of applause for the questions. Sometimes we have to go to Instagram and we have to read those shitty fucking questions. So I appreciate it. Sometimes we have to go to Instagram and the questions are just full-blown Matt Damon. Not you, Eve. Eve, Papa Swole, what do you think is the biggest challenge of prioritizing health? I usually don't like to answer these questions like the biggest challenge. The biggest challenge of prioritizing health. People thinking I guess making it complicated, micromanaging it, complicating your approach. I mean, if you look over here, Eve, the 7 pillars, if you've never downloaded them, you could download your copy over at swolenormousx.com. So check that out. I mean, the fundamentals. I would say the biggest challenge of prioritizing health is people thinking that it's complicated. It's very fundamental. Doesn't mean that it's easy, but it's very simple. So you follow those 7 pillars over here and you just improve on those every day. And your 7 pillars are going to look a little bit different than mine. Understand? So your community, your nutrition, your training is going to look different than mine, like my personal. But everyone in the Swole fam, everyone watching, most of you that are all official members of the Swole fam, you're doing this and your 7 pillars are going to look different than mine, but we're all doing the same 7 pillars. We're all focusing on our community, on our nutrition, training, recovery, mobility, mindfulness every single day. So most people are trying to what? Micromanage and count their calories or do carb cycling and I don't know, like trying to measure out half a cup of fucking rice and entering the calories and the carbs in their fucking app and shit, you know, yet still surrounding themselves with shitty people and calculating calories with garbage food when like you're missing the point, right? So I think not recognizing how simple and fundamental is really just getting back to being more human and acting like a human being. Which most people weren't born acting like a human being. You were born in this fucking zoo. So you don't really even know what you're missing. You don't even know what you're supposed to be because you never learned how to be one from birth. RW, what advice can you give for someone with an inconsistent sleep schedule? This is like an Ask Papa Swole episode. We'll take 1 or 2 more. What advice can you give for someone with an inconsistent sleep schedule because of inconsistent work schedule? Make it as consistent as possible. I mean, that's hard. That's hard. I'm not really even sure how to give advice optimally on shift work. How many of you, I know we have some shift workers here, what you do. I would say the same type of approach, try to create some habits because you're essentially fucking up your circadian rhythm. You're going to sleep at certain times. Your body is, diurnal. Your body is going to be like awake and then sleep. So that regular, and that's why you're supposed to be awake with the sunrise and shutting down with the sunset. So when the sun goes down, like right after this, my screens get fucking red. So like right after this, the sun kind of set. Right after this episode, the screens are going to be literally blood red. I have an app. It just makes them blood red. These glasses come off and I'll have my blue blocking glasses on for the rest of the night. And we have red lights that we put on the ground. We have a couple lamps. So the whole house looks like a fucking, like a lizard cage. And it just makes you just shut down. It makes you just shut down. It just lets you just start fucking you just get tired cutting out the blue light. So I would say cutting out the blue light, blackout curtains, cold room, trying to create whatever pattern you can. But in terms of like randomized sleep, that's a real challenge that I just don't think the human body is equipped to overcome, but you want to get the best sleep that you can whenever you can. So just creating those habits and creating those triggers like meditation, that unwinding, and doing the best you can. I'm curious as to hear what you have to say. I think there's been some episodes with Matt Walker, maybe Andrew Huberman that were talking about shift work. So you might want to reference those, but it's always hard to give advice for shift work because it's really kind of like upside down backwards, but you can still shut your brain down and do the best that you can, cutting out the blue light and, creating those good sleep patterns, whenever you're going to sleep. Heather, I know you say all the time to eat more and lift more, but I'm eating better. I'm now lucky if I eat 1,300 to 1,500 calories a day. I'm just not hungry for it. Should I be forcing more food in? Well, it's not like you just keep on endlessly stuffing in. Like, it doesn't mean that I say lift more, eat more. That doesn't mean you should be eating 3,000. What I'm saying is you shouldn't be micromanaging, 1,300. Like, I can't have any more. Look, if you're eating grass-fed beef, and anyone can answer in the comments too, if you're eating 1,300 or 1,500 calories or 600 calories of grass-fed beef and a sweet potato and some fruit, and you're lifting heavy and you're getting great sleep, you could eat more food. All right. You really want to eat food that's not inflammatory, that your body isn't going to be, storing as fat. That's going to be like jacking up your hormones and jacking up your sleep schedule and things like that. So are you seeing progress? Are you seeing the results that you like? Are you eating quality foods? And then take it from there. I'm not saying that you can't count calories, but I think people should be focused on food quality first and then maybe addressing calorie value later, because most of you will understand firsthand that if you're eating quality food, you're going to get full. You're going to be satisfied. You're not going to have to be like, oh no, I can't eat any more of those cookies because I can only have one. It's like, you're sitting down with the fucking steak, like just eat that shit. Just eat until you get full and you're like, I can't have any more. Like, you don't want any more food. But if you're eating garbage, like, ooh, but I like sugar, let me have some ice cream on top of it. Of course, because you're eating garbage and those triggers and going from the fat to the sugar and the corn syrup and stuff like that, like it interrupts your brain signals and those addictions and those evolutionary triggers. You're just going to eat a ton of ice cream on top of it. But if you just stopped at the steak, you're like, oh my God, I'm full. You're full. You don't want any more. If you keep on stimulating and jumping from flavor to flavor to flavor, your brain is going to be so confused. Like your brain is just like ejaculating nonstop, just orgasming nonstop. Yeah. White noise is great. Oh God, I'm so full. All right. Time to go balls deep before we keep on. Good questions though, fam. Good questions. Round of applause. Good questions. All right, I got a couple balls. See, we got a couple articles because it'll blow your mind. Reminder that a brand new Red, White, and Swole episode is available right now over on Apple Podcasts, Spotify. Subscribe. Is everyone enjoying the new Red, White, and Swole? I think we're having fun getting a couple more episodes out. A few a week, I think, would be fantastic. So those of you that haven't yet checked it out. All right. I thought this was interesting, kind of horrifying, but interesting all the same. We got this one. Antibiotics. Antibiotics, you know how I feel about antibiotics. I think they're fucking awful unless it's an emergency, but people pound these and it fucks their gut up. Antibiotics can increase the speed of breast cancer growth. In quote, scientists find possible link between the medication and faster growth of tumors. Holy fucking shit. Researchers discovered that treating mice with broad-spectrum antibiotics made their breast cancer tumors grow more quickly. They also noticed an increase in the size of secondary tumors that grew in other organs once the cancer spread. So I don't know how many of you have done rounds of antibiotics, but if you do a round of antibiotics, you need to be aggressive with probiotics. Because if you don't know, antibio just means anti-life. It destroys the bad and also the good bacteria in your gut. It's like a nuclear bomb in your gut. So all that good gut flora that you're building with eating quality foods or maybe fermented foods, all these different things, antibiotics will fuck your world up. In the study, researchers from the Quadrum Institute in Norwich and the University of East Anglia used a cocktail of 5 antibiotics and also the commonly used antibiotic cephalexin to investigate how disrupting a healthy balance of bacteria in the gut affected breast cancer growth in mice. They found the use of antibiotics led to the loss of a beneficial gut bacteria, just mentioned that, which in turn sped up the tumor growth. Further investigation revealed a type of immune cell known as mast cells was found in larger numbers in the animals treated with antibiotics. Blocking the function of these cells reversed the effects of the antibiotics and reduced the aggressive growth of tumors. It is hoped the results could also lead to new ways to counteract the negative effects certain antibiotics could have on breast cancer. This is important because while chemotherapy is a cornerstone of treatment, it reduces the number of white blood cells, making people more susceptible to infection. Antibiotics are therefore often prescribed to control infections during chemotherapy. Imagine that. So you're in chemotherapy and it reduces the number of white blood cells. So you're less able to defend yourself. So people get infections. So then they give you antibiotics, which promotes the growth. Can you imagine that? That they find out that promotes the growth of the cancer, that they're taking the chemo, and you're just fucking taking pills on pills on pills. The chemo is weakening your body. So you're getting infections. They're giving you antibiotics, which is fucking making the chemo less effective. So I guess we'll find out more as time goes on, but that's fucking scary. So anyone have any horror stories with antibiotics they want to share? Doth Medica. I have an aunt that had dental work and she used some antibiotics and it fucked her up. She's still trying to recover. Oof. Oof. Yeah, you can take probiotics, but you want to make sure you take them like a couple hours after, because you don't want to take antibiotics with probiotics or probiotics with, because then it kind of cancel each other out. But you got to be careful. And Travere, it still doesn't make up for it. So if you take antibiotics and then you just take probiotics, it doesn't like, hey, okay, it's all better. Like, it takes time to cultivate that beneficial bacteria. So it doesn't just like pop back. It's not like you just take some pills and it's all good. It's just, but you have to. You have to. It's just not like it doesn't come back. And we're still learning about the gut biome. It's really it's like a new area of science. All right, you ready for this thing? Check this fucking thing.
What's in the box?
This is going to blow your fucking mind. Okay. So some of you have gotten the vaccine. Some of you haven't. I think we all agree that mandates are completely fucked up. And I think Fauci should be in prison.
Quite frankly, are attacks on science.
That being said, I'm anti-mandate. You do what you want. You have the freedom to choose, but mandate, suck my dick. This is fucking frightening.
What's in the box?
What's in the box? Babies could be given Pfizer's COVID vaccine in the U.S. this winter.
What the fuck is that?
Company plans to seek approval for jabbing. Nice headline. For jabbing 6-month-olds in November. You're going to get the fuck away from my child. You're not injecting my child with an experimental drug, you fucking lunatics. How unnecessary is that? 100,000% unnecessary. This is insane. This is insane. Absolutely insane. I don't know how much we have to read more into this. That headline kind of wraps it up, doesn't it? This is fucked up. Now, we talked about this actually in Red, White, and Swole, and yesterday how they had in Massachusetts, you have the National Guard that were driving school buses, and this is not a result of COVID. This is a result of the reaction to COVID. The lunatic overcompensation and the over-authoritarian approach to this very, 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 very survivable issue. But we don't want to talk about that. We don't talk about that. But holy fucking Christ, babies. If you're a mother and you allow your baby to get injected with this shit, that's fucking child abuse. You're unfit to be a parent, in my opinion, if you're going to allow your child to get this fucking shot. I love how it says here, in a move likely to cause international controversy, you don't fucking say. You don't fucking say. Put muzzles on your kids in school and then, inject them when they come out of the womb. The company intends to apply for authorization to immunize American infants. Get fucked. In-house trials. Let's see what else here. Oh, yeah. Frank D'Amelio, chief CFO at Pfizer, told an industry conference yesterday the firm plans to go file by November. We would expect to have data for children between the ages of 6 months and 5 years old that we would file with the FDA. I'll call it in the weeks shortly after the filing of the data for the 5 to 11-year-olds. This is some sick shit. All right. So let's look at this, right? What we got here? Okay, vaccine versus COVID risks in under 16s. Now, here's the thing. Like, you can't just say under 16. This is what's weird about all the data when you're talking about the vid. It's not just like 0 to 16. Like, there's a lot of difference between a 12-year-old, a 5-year-old, and a 6-month-old. Like, completely different immune systems. So healthy kids, 2 per million. So these are risk of being admitted to ICU with COVID for healthy kids. 2 per million versus chronic health issues, 100 per million. That's exceptionally small, 2 per million. Right here, we have myocarditis risk after the Pfizer jab. First dose, 3 to 17 per million. And second dose, 12 to 34 per million. So it looks like they're at more risk from having heart inflammation than actual COVID. So the risk is greater from side effects from the vaccine. Is that what this chart's showing? Looks like there's more of a risk from getting the vaccine than there is actually getting COVID, period. And right here, by the way, when you say getting admitted to the ICU, that doesn't mean that's severe. I mean, the intensive care, but it doesn't mean that they're going to die either. That just means getting hospital admissions. And when you see a lot of these stats and it says hospital admissions, just to FYI, we don't have to get into all the details and, talk to your doctor. But when you say a lot of people, I don't know, how many of you have been to an emergency room like recently? If you've ever been to an emergency room, a lot of people are there like, my stomach hurts or I have a headache. A lot of people just go to the emergency room. A lot of people go to the hospital. They don't have health insurance or something. They just go to the hospital. Like, that's where they go. When a lot of people go to the ER to try to get painkillers. They're addicted to opiates and they try to get drugs. Like, oh, my stomach hurts. Give me whatever, whatever fucking drug. I can't think of a painkiller, not Vicodin. Yeah, something or whatever like that. So just because you see like hospital numbers doesn't mean that it's severe. This is just insanity. All right, let's see here. Let me see. Papa, what are your thoughts about the future development of DNA vaccines? The mRNA could be the gateway for mandatory vaccines and usher in DNA. I don't know enough about it. All I can say is, think twice before you submit your DNA to one of those companies like Ancestry or something like that. I think the future of 3D printing and CRISPR and creating viruses in your bedroom that can be specific to certain DNA strands and something like that. Like, I don't see how we make it out of all this, alive, so to speak. Like, it's going to be real hard. Like, I think, people are worried about nuclear weapons. I think it's going to be the smaller things that are going to be more deadly. I mean, when you're able to 3D print shit and literally code genes and send it away to a lab and have it be generated on the black market, using crypto or something like that. Who knows? Yeah, diluted. Dilaudid. Anyway, just some thoughts. Yeah. Okay, let's see. Let's get a couple more. What we got here? Oh, tell me. Wait. What's this? Oh, these are backwards. How come these open backwards? All right, let's look at this one. Hold on a second. Let's do this one from Daring Fat, right? Let's do this one from Daring Fat.
What's in the box?
All right. Daring Fat writes, you are allowed to, oh my God, this is like an Austin Powers mindfuck. You're allowed to wear whatever you like, do things that aren't healthy, make big mistakes. Ooh, big mistakes. Make noise when you... You're allowed to make noise when you breathe. Okay, mouth breathers. You're allowed to not go for a walk. You lazy fuck. Do the wrong thing. So you're allowed to make big mistakes and do the wrong thing. You're allowed to be unproductive. You're allowed to ugly cry. You're allowed to be imperfect. You're allowed to jiggle. You're allowed to eat all the food. Yo, this is disgusting.
Matt Damon.
These people are fucking disgusting. It's hard for me to believe that these are real people walking around the world. It makes me sad. It makes me sad to be a human being. You're allowed to make noise when you breathe. If you're working out, if you're walking up a flight of stairs, that's going to be a health concern for you. So this account called Daring Fat, so daring to be fat and lazy. So daring. So daring of you. Let's read this shit fucking post caption. One of the worst things diet culture has done. Oh, the diet culture, the boogeyman, the evil culture. The evil culture. Why do I feel like it has to be a Brit? One of the worst things diet culture, it's written by the fat doctor, that diet culture has done is convince us that we have to defend ourselves, our bodies, and our lives. That we have to look externally for reels and yardsticks on which to measure and judge ourselves. You abso-fucking-lutely do not owe health, productivity, doing the right thing, movement, perfectionism, anything to anybody. Happiness and peace comes when we do things for ourselves, when we honor and respect ourselves and our bodies enough to make choices that align with our own values, our dreams, and our desires. The trick is leaning in and listening internally. The exact opposite of diet culture says that listen to others, listen to yourself and learn, listen to yourself and be free. Almost got Irish on that one. So you do not owe health, productivity, movement, perfection. You don't owe anything to anybody. This is fucking communism. Yeah, equal outcome. You don't owe anything to anybody. The greater good. You be daring. You be fat and daring for the greater good. You're doing such justice, such amazing work. Oh, God. Our own values, our own dreams. Listen internally. In other words, be a lazy, unproductive fuck. Seriously, that's all that says. That's all that says is lean into and get applauded for being a fat, lazy bitch. And you might be a man bitch too, but you be a fat, lazy twat. I got something even grosser than all that, I believe. I can't even. You ready for this shit? You ready for this? Let's take one more. Jesus Christ. Okay.
What's your name, fat body?
This is from this is at Fat Positive Fertility, which has to be a troll account, even though I don't think it is. I mean, it is, but it's not. It's probably not intending to be. Fat Positive Fertility. That's an oxymoron because when you're obese, it is a high risk pregnancy. It's a complication for pregnancy. It usually will negatively affect or increase the chance of miscarriages and such. COVID has made it harder for fat folks to get pregnant. And it isn't why you think. I think it's exactly why I think. I think it's exactly what I think. You're not going to like what I think because you're probably going to try to make something else up. COVID has made it harder for fat folks. Wait a second. Let's erase the word COVID and let's put a blank there. Let's play Mad Libs. Oh, let's play Mad Libs. Let's play Fat Mad Libs. Okay, blank has made it harder for fat folks. Nothing. This is like reverse Mad Libs. Just take out the word COVID and just leave it blank. Because by being fat, you're already making it harder to get pregnant. By being unhealthy, it's not COVID's fault that you were fat. Understand? It's not COVID's fault that you're fat. You were fat before COVID and you even got fatter as a result as an excuse from COVID. COVID didn't make you fatter. You just ate more Twinkies and Tostitos. because you are inside because of the scaries. You're scaries. You're the scaries. Let's read the captions to try to make sense of this nonsense. Ironically, COVID has made it harder for fat folks to get pregnant, and it isn't why you think. You said that already. I've noticed a worrying trend over the last 18 months. Yeah, people gaining weight and stuffing their face and not going outside and mouth breathing through a fucking muzzle. How about that? Most of the clinics in the UK who supported folks with a BMI over 30 are reducing their BMI criteria. They're reducing their criteria? You mean like they're allowing... Let's see. It's getting harder and harder for fat folks to access potential fertility treatment that they might need. Maybe you should change your habits. Probably because it's a risk and it's a liability. I don't know. Fertility impacts folks of all body sizes. I hate that fucking term, folks. Folks. Fertility impacts folks of all body sizes. And people of all sizes sometimes need to access support in order to get pregnant. I'm sorry, like, was there a point here? I might be missing it. It's not ethical and not evidence-based that these folks are denied this care. You mean it's not evidence-based that being obese is detrimental to trying to get pregnant and having a successful, issue-free pregnancy? It's well known that you have to lose weight to have surgery because being obese is high risk for anesthesia and it's high risk for pregnancy. It's called a high-risk pregnancy for a reason. It's not called high risk because you're at a greater risk of ninjas attacking you. It's a high risk because your body is barely functioning as is. It's hanging by a thread because you won't take care of yourself. I can't with some of these people. I just can't. I just can't. I love how everyone in the comments, usually when they see the clips, are like, where do you find these fucking posts? Like, where do you actually find these? All right. This one, I don't like this person already, but we have a dude. Gentlemen, ladies and gentlemen, we have ourselves a man cunt. Dun, 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 dun. We have a man cunt, the fit coach. And I guess it's very, very clever. I guess fit coach with an F was taken. So the PHIT coach, the fit coach. All right. So we got a 2-column Instagram post, classic, stylish. Nothing we haven't seen before. The 2-column approach. I'm so tired of these fucking posts. All right. We have 2 columns on the left. I don't know what this was. This is like an 8-bit post. This looks like it was made like Qbert style. Hold on a second. I got to burp.
Yeah.
Oh my God. Oh, that felt so good.
He's on fire!
Inconceivable!
I apologize. Oh, come on.
How dare you?
It felt good. It felt good, Greta. That's why. That's why. Came out of your tree swing for that one. That was a fucking 10. That was an absolute fucking 10.
I gave it a 10. A 10. A fucking 10.
That was a 7? Fuck all of you. Isabel and Jessica, suck an egg. Get fucked. Get out of here. That was completely on axis. That was fire. That was sharp. That was concise. That had tone. That had depth. Man, what a close too. That was a consistent tone. That was easily a 10. Easily a 10. That was a perfect score. All right. Where was I? Okay, on the left here, factors emphasized on social media in relation to getting active. Complicated. And on the right, factors often overlooked on social media, which impact activity levels. In other words, excuses on the right. I'm already calling this, right? Excuses on the right, reality on the left, for the most part. Okay, on the left, factors. These are the things that are emphasized on social media, like diet culture. Yeah. All right, willpower. Okay, fuck that. Discipline. I'm sorry. Are you saying discipline is not a good thing? Factors emphasized. Look, just because it's emphasized on social media doesn't mean it's false. Discipline, absolutely. You're telling me that that's not correct? We should stop emphasizing discipline fucking pussy. Education, absolutely. Absolutely. Learn more. Motivation, fuck motivation. I think willpower and motivation, fuck both of those. Discipline. Discipline, do it. Motivation, fuck that shit. I hate motivation, so scratch that. Personal responsibility. Oh no. Oh no, personal responsibility. Yeah, you need personal responsibility. Do you know why? It's not daddy's responsibility for you to do your fucking push-ups. It's not my responsibility for you to eat a fucking steak. You need to do it. It's a personal responsibility. Fuck you. Better time management. You mean common sense? Yeah, scheduling better and making it. What are we? I cannot wait. Yes, all of these except willpower and motivation, those can go fuck themselves. Willpower, all right, fine. Maybe willpower and motivation can suck a dick. Discipline, hell yeah. All right, so on the right, factors often overlooked. So let's look at these excuses. Past and current experiences. All right.
Matt Damon.
Past experiences? Yeah, like I had past experiences too. You mean if someone was assaulted, yeah, people have trauma, but okay, get active. Like it's binary. It's 1 or 0. You did or you didn't. Either you keep telling yourself the same story and you're the victim and blah, blah, or you take control of your fucking life and you do it. I'm not saying it's easy. I'm not trying to be shallow and uncaring, but either you fucking do it or you don't. Everyone's got past experiences. What the fuck does that mean? Current experiences. What? Like what? Occupation. Okay. What occupation? You mean having a job? You mean work? I mean, tell that to the fucking liberals. Tell that to the blue hairs that don't have jobs. Occupation. Yeah, people work and take care of your health. Great. Cool story. Income. Okay. I mean, we're all depleting our savings and our value because the dollar is being debased like fucking daily. But yeah, if you're broke, I mean, you can still exercise and do the best that you can. Like, I mean, you can still do the best that you can. Income. I mean, if you're fucking homeless, I guess you're not even looking at this video right now. All right, those are factors. Occupation, you're working 2 jobs. I get it, but I mean, there's always stories of people that have 2 or 3 jobs that are fucking pro bodybuilders. I mean, how do some people do it? They have 3 kids and shit like that. Available facilities and services. I'll tell you what, yoga's free, meditation's free, going for a walk is free. You could do tons of bodyweight exercise. Maybe you don't have access to the best gym in the world, but you can fucking exercise and take care of your body. You could be a physical person. You don't need equipment. You don't need any equipment. Interests, values. Factors often overlooked on social media which impact activity levels. Interests / values. I got one for you.
Go fuck yourself.
What in the fuck? This is just a huge list of excuses. What a fucking bitch. I think this is a dude. What a fucking too much soy in this guy's diet. Neighborhood safety. I mean, okay. I mean, you could train in your house, I suppose. You could train inside. Yeah. I mean, if you live in the ghetto, I get it. Like I think that's probably the only one that might be appropriate. Neighborhood safety. Like if you live in a war zone in like Somalia, like, yeah. Or Baltimore, you live in a really shitty area. Yeah. Like that's probably going to be a factor. Okay. So neighborhood safety, that makes sense. You can still train inside, but I get it. All right. That one makes sense. Health status. I'm sorry. We're talking about, this is why you should exercise. Health status. Oh, I'm not healthy. I can't exercise. What the fuck? The fuck? Social support. No, don't be a weak pussy ass human being. Fuck your social support. Do it yourself. Support yourself. You don't need social support to be physically active. That's bullshit. That's fucking nonsense. So fuck that one. Competing demands for time. You're making shit up to have a list that's a little bit longer than the other one. Competing demands for time? You mean being a parent? You mean having a dog? You mean having responsibilities? Having responsibilities? You mean, I thought you said that personal responsibility was, that's what you see on social media. Well, it sounds like you have personal responsibility with your competing demands for time. Yeah, isn't that just time management? Isn't competing demands for time, personal responsibility, and better time management? Dead on, Yvonne. Absolutely. Conflicting information. How about education over here? So can we just say fuck this on the right, on the green? Can we say fuck this one? Like fuck all of these except for neighborhood safety. All right. Okay. Take that one. The small percentage of people that have neighborhood safety issues. I mean, more so if you live in California or any kind of like, you know, New York, Chicago, like any kind of city where they're defunding police like fucking retards. Yeah. I'm going to stick with this left column all fucking day. All fucking day. Every time you read something dumb, do 10 push-ups. You guys will have 1,000 by the end of the night. All right, wait, let me just read this last part, just so there's coherence. Note, it's not an either or for some of these. Individual and social and environmental factors play a role. So after I throw this bullshit post out, note, it's not one or the other. They both play a role. Oh, shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up. What is this? What are you doing? What is that? That's a sign of the Illuminati, isn't it? Isn't it? You fucking weirdo. You fucking weirdo. God, the fit coach. Go fuck yourself with a PH.
Right in your suck hole.
Is there anything I can do to work on that?
No, fuck you, coach. The fit coach. Go fuck yourself with a PH. How about that? All right, I'm done. That's enough. Oh, something about your face. God. Something about your fucking face. My God, hurts my brain. Hurts my fucking brain. Oh my God. All right. Fam wise. I love it. I love it. So thank you so much for being here. We got a Swole card to give away, and we do have some awesome Swole cards. We did have an amazing transformation picture from Chad. Chad and his wife recently won a Swole card, and they're crushing it. So Chad, keep on fucking crushing it. Let's get some reps for Chad again. Chad, he won a Swole card recently. Fucking amazing. Fucking amazing post. Amazing. I love it. Beaten pre-diabetes, 100% med-free now. Fucking amazing. Amazing, amazing, amazing. Oh my God. So many Swole cards. So much time. Fam, who's going to get the card today? Who's going to get the card? These fucking shit posts, I'll tell you as we wrap up tonight, blowing my mind. Blowing my mind. It's hard. It's hard to read these sometimes. It's hard to read them. It's hard to read them, but we have to. We have to drop sack. Okay, reminder, before we wrap up here, tomorrow at 6 p.m. Eastern time, where are we? Let me bring this up. 6 p.m. Eastern time, more applause. 6 p.m. Eastern time. 6 p.m. Eastern time, shoulder activation. Tomorrow at 6 p.m. So we're going to go over, and someone was asking, you don't need equipment. This is just going to be something to watch, something to reference. We're going to review a couple different things that are important to activate your shoulders. And I want to show a couple other exercises that are, I don't believe that are in the shoulder awareness series, but a couple other options for how to activate your shoulders. Just kind of talk about it, cover some different things. So shoulder activation masterclass tomorrow. We're going to go over some excellent exercises to target before you warm up your shoulders, a couple different moves, and answer questions. So it's going to be a little bit of a review for some stuff, that's some content that's in X, show you a couple different exercises that aren't inside X likely. I don't believe they're in that shoulder awareness series, and answer any questions you have and talk about that. So it's gonna be a cool little Q&A, but also talking about shoulder activation and reviewing some exercises and some kinesiology and some form and technique. So make sure you're there for that tomorrow, 6 p.m. inside Swole Enormous X. And I have to. It's fucking awesome. It's fucking awesome. We have to. I agree. We fucking have to. We fucking have to. Chad gets the fucking card. It's fucking awesome. You fucking know it is. It's awesome. It's awesome. I think it was his wife. Chad gets the fucking card. I love it. I love it. We all love a good fucking transformation. We all love a good fucking transformation. We all love I love the story too. If it was just the picture, I love the fucking story. The fact that, look, we're talking about all those excuses. So look at that shit post, right? Look at the shit post we just did with the two columns. Personal responsibility or time or job and occupation. Let's pause this for a second, right? Let's look. Yeah, you're definitely deserved. Definitely deserved. As always, right here, right? Occupation. Competing demands for time. All those excuses. Yet Chad is, we'll call you Chadwick. Yeah, Chadwick, because we gave you a name. We named you Chadwick. So Chadwick, over here, 158 pounds down, right? Eating steak, going to the gym, even if the gym is usually a piece of asphalt besides my truck, beaten prediabetes, 100% med-free. Any excuses? Any of you drive 6,000 miles a week or whatever Chadwick says? The guy's like, gonna be like, I'm not Chadwick. Anyone? 6,000 miles a week or whatever he said in a previous post? That's insane. That's insane. It's well fucking deserved, because the more you put out these fucking stories and the more you put out this kind of positivity, it just deletes people's excuses. It just shatters and eradicates people's excuses. So congratulations, Chad. Fucking enjoy it. You deserve it. Put these all over your fucking truck. So everyone blast that post that Chad dropped. Again, Chad wins this. Go to the fucking gym, because Chad is going to the fucking gym, even if it's on the asphalt outside his house. And I'm really excited tomorrow, fam, for the live masterclass. If you're ready to join the fam today, check it out. SwoleNormousX.com. You could join today for less than $5. Now is the fucking time. Tomorrow, we got amazing shit. This is a big week. Monday is going to be a big day. Got a lot of stuff coming. So tomorrow, episode 1959, we'll do that before the masterclass, probably earlier in the day. But it will be before the masterclass regardless. So stay tuned for that. All right, fam, let's nut this beast. Thanks for being here. Let's fucking go. If you didn't go to the gym yet, you better fucking go. Falcon, take us away, you sexy beast. I know.
Dodson, we've got Dodson here!
House is a fucking prison! I'm tired of bullshit! The galaxy of this sucks camel dicks!
How dare you?
What you just said is one of the most insanely idiotic things I have ever heard. At no point in your rambling, incoherent response were you even close to anything that could be considered a rational thought. Everyone in this room is now dumber for having listened to it. I award you no points, and may God have mercy on your soul.
Why don't you get the hell out of here before I snap your dick off and jam it into the desk?
What's up, fam wise? Thank you so much for being here. I hope you had a great time on this episode. What a man cast. What a man cast.
Chlorophyll? More like chlorophyll.
Shampoo my crotch.
I'm funny how? I mean, funny like I'm a clown, I amuse you?
Fucking nailed it. He nailed it. He nailed it.
He's on fire!
I am the danger.
What the hell kind of country is this where I can only hate a man if he's white?
What kind of country is this? Come on, fam. Stop Asian hate. Tax the rich.
Chicks will dig you. Or dudes, or whatever gender thing you're into.
You are looking rather strange.
And by the way, you know, I sit on the stand, and it get hot. I got hairy legs that turn blonde in the sun. And the kid used to come up and reach in the pool and rub my leg down, so it was straight, and then watch the hair come back up again.
The more you hear that soundboard, it's like creepier and creepier. Dick piano. Fucking nailed it. All
attacks
right.
on me, quite frankly, are attacks on science.
Go fuck yourself.
Go fuck yourself. Fam-wise, we'll see you tomorrow for 1959. Peace, McGeese. Deuce, Magoose. Ya boy, Papa Swolio. Oh.
Crazy flow, need a straight jacket. Cash flow, I'm a bank addict. 6 subs, had the bass smacking. 808, had the place clapping. 3 girls is enough for me, so I pull out like the stock crashing. Like an IPO, trying to purchase me. This a private sector, so you can't have it. Faking all that boom bapping. Who you think you is, boy? 90s want they sound back, so I give rap all these fake rappers as I take matters in my own hands. I don't need rapping, I don't need Zans. I don't need help, I'm a grown man. Now they king left and they so mad, it's like...
Then yeah, I found that young king with my crown at 10 racks in the fanny pack, couple hundred in the Louis bag.
That's a bed that you made. That's a bed that you made. That's a bed that you laid. What kind of game is you playing? We go hard in the paint, yeah. What the fuck is you saying? I only go where they pay. What kind of game is you playing? Yeah, whoa, my shit is relevant. Our topic, my melanin is popping. I'm taking skeletons on closets and making new deposits. I'm in my element.